Hello everybody, welcome to Penny's Watching. I am Penny and today we are watching the third episode of Star Trek, the original series. Or welcome back if you have already subscribed. This is the third episode, it's called Where No Man Has Gone Before. I guess that's a legit question. Where has no man gone before? We are going to check it out. As you can see, I decided to dress for the occasion. I hope you appreciate. I think it looks pretty good. But without further ado, let's check the episode out.
From directly ahead, we're picking up a recorded distress signal. The call letters of a vessel which has been missing for over 2 centuries.
For over 2 centuries?
Ship once probe out of the galaxy as we intend to do.
How is that even
What happened to
possible?
it out there? Is this some warning they've left behind?
Your move, Captain.
Today Spock has a completely different, they did something with the makeup.
Have I ever mentioned you play a very irritating game of chess, Mr. Spock?
Irritating.
Am I crazy? They made him look like Shrek.
Certain you don't know what irritation is?
In fact, one of my ancestors married a human female.
Terrible. Having bad.
Huh.
Bridge to briefing lounge. Object is now within tractor beam range. It's too small to be a vessel. It only reads about 1 meter in diameter.
Not large enough even for a lifeboat.
So it's just a message. Okay. It looks like a safe.
Old-style ship recorder. They could be ejected when something threatened the ship. Put all decks on the alert.
Space. The final frontier. Am I right?
The final frontier.
Told you so.
This is the captain speaking. The object we encountered is a ship's disaster recorder, apparently ejected from the SS Valiant almost 200 years ago.
Tapes are burned out, trying the memory banks.
So 200 years before, an Earth spaceship managed to reach that part of the universe?
Jones?
Name's Smith, sir.
This is terrible, he doesn't remember.
This is Dr. Dana, who joined the ship at the Aldebaran colony.
Psychiatry, Captain. My assignment is to study crew reaction in emergency conditions.
Getting something from the recorder now. The Valiant had encountered a magnetic space storm and was being swept in this direction.
The old impulse engines weren't strong enough.
Swept past this point, about a half-light year out of the galaxy, urgent requests for information from the ship's computer records for anything concerning ESP and human beings.
So they basically encountered aliens.
Extrasensory perception? I'm asking what you know about ESP.
It is a fact that some people can sense future happenings, but the ESPER capacity is always quite limited.
Severe damage. 7 crewmen dead.
In so little time?
One crewman seemed to have recovered. That's when they became interested in extrasensory perception. I must have read it wrong. It sounded like the captain giving an order to destroy his own ship.
What? Now this is not something they do very lightly.
The only fact we have for sure is that the SS Valiant was destroyed.
Now what? There's a lot of tension. Pink? I would go straight to that.
We're coming up on it.
It looks very cute.
Density negative. Radiation negative.
Whatever it is, contact in 12 seconds.
Sounds safe enough. This doesn't look bad for the 60s. That was heavy on my eyes. Ooh. This is the most dangerous pink that I have seen in my life. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It looked like when you get X-rays done.
Take damage reports.
Damage control reports, all stations.
No biggie, probably one person died.
He's alive, appears to be in shock.
Literally in shock.
Main engines are out, sir. We're on emergency power cells. Casualties 9 dead.
Ooh. I wasn't expecting so many people to die.
I'm a little weak for some reason, Chairman.
He is quite shocked. Sorry. Ah? Maybe he got superpowers.
Autopsy report, sir. Each case showed damage to the body's neural circuit. An area of the brain was burned out.
And you? Are you feeling all right?
Yes, Mitchell too. And why out of our whole crew only certain people were affected?
I think we found that out.
He became like the guy in X-Men. What's his name again?
Gary Mitchell has the highest Esper rating of all.
If you're suggesting there's anything dangerous.
Before the Valiant was destroyed, its captain was frantically searching for ESP information on his crew.
Espers are simply people with flashes of insight.
They're not also those who seem to see through solid objects, cause fires to start spontaneously.
There's nothing about it that could possibly make a person dangerous.
We don't know what happened just now. So he can still read. A man can't even sleep.
Hello, Jim.
He wasn't looking. He saw him anyway.
I've been worried about you ever since that night on Denham 4.
Yeah, she was Nova, that one. Not nearly as many after effects this time. Except for the eyes. They kind of stare back at me when I'm shaving. Well, in a way, I feel better than I've ever felt before in my life.
You, Spinoza?
Once you get into him, he's rather simple, though.
He became super smart.
I'm going to ask Dr. Dana to keep you under observation for a while.
Hey, you'd better be good to me.
What happened to the voice now? So it's not only the eyes. Maybe he is becoming a superhuman. Look at him! He can read so fast. I wish it would have made university easier. He doesn't seem dangerous, but you never know. Oh! He is also aware. He knows he's being watched.
Now let's talk about you. How do you feel?
Everybody seems worried that I don't have some kind of a fever or something. Maybe if I could just change these dials.
So whatever he wishes becomes true?
How did you do that?
His brain.
I'm not sure. I just thought of making it happen, and it does. It just... Hey, watch this, Doc.
Okay, but can you come back to life now? Hello? Knock knock? Anybody there?
You were dead for almost 22 seconds. There were no
Predictable. She got hit by the same ray though, and she seems normal.
Oh, what's happening to me? How do you feel?
He's so creepy though. He's even creepier than before.
I was on my
Yeah,
coffee
not
break.
interrupting.
That's okay, Lee. Don't let the light in my eyes bother you, pal. It's all for our good-looking lady doctor here.
Yeah, sure.
So how go the repair?
She seems more worried than anything.
Well, the main engines are gone, unless we can find some way to re-energize them.
You better check the starboard impulse packs. Those points have about decayed to lead.
Oh, yeah, sure, Mitch.
I'm not joking, Lee. You activate those packs and you'll blow the whole impulse stack.
He became an expert in everything. I mean, he has read all of the library.
The fool. He'd seen those points and he hadn't noticed their condition.
Well, it didn't make any sense that he'd know.
So he
But naturally, I
can
checked out the
read
circuit
minds?
anyway. I don't know how, but he was right. This point is burned out exactly the way he described it.
I became so interested in observing Gary, Mr. Mitchell.
Our subject is not Gary Mitchell. Our concern is, rather, what he is mutating into.
Yeah, he's no longer human.
I understand you least of all. Gary told me that you've been friends since he joined the service, that you asked for him aboard your first command.
It is my duty, whether pleasant or unpleasant, to listen to the reports, observations, even speculations on any subject that might affect the safety of this vessel.
He is being less careless than usual.
Have you noted evidence of unusual powers?
He can control certain autonomic reflexes.
Mr. Scott, will you repeat what you just told us?
About an hour ago, the bridge control started going crazy. Levers shifting by themselves, buttons being pushed.
I love his accent, it's so cute. And I am self-aware. I know I also have an accent.
Are they right, Doctor? Has he shown abilities of such magnitude?
I saw some such indications.
And you didn't think it worth mentioning?
No one's been hurt, have they? A mutated superior man could also be a wonderful thing.
She fell in love.
A new and better kind of human being.
Mr. Sulu.
If you want the mathematics of this, Mitchell's ability is increasing geometrically. That is like having a penny,
Having a penny?
doubling it every day. In a month, you'll be a millionaire.
In less time than that. He will have attained powers we can't understand and can't cope with. In a month, he'll have as much in common with us as we'd have with a ship full of white mice.
Well, I need a recommendation, Spock, not vague warning.
Recommendation 1. There's a planet a few light days away from here. It has a lithium cracking station. We may be able to adapt some of its power packs to our engines. It's the only possible way to get Mitchell off this ship.
Are they the only ship around? Can't they just call someone?
If you mean strand Mitchell there, I won't do it.
You have one other choice. Kill Mitchell while you still can.
What do you mean, kill? He didn't do anything wrong yet.
Will you try for one moment to feel? At least act like you've got a heart.
It's not just a matter of feeling. It's illegal to kill a man who committed no crimes.
We're now approaching Delta Vega. This planet, completely uninhabited, is slightly smaller than Earth, desolate but rich in crystal and minerals. Kelso's task, transport down with a repair party. Try to regenerate the main engine. Our task, transport down a man I've known for 15 years. And if we're successful, maroon him there.
I don't know how I feel about it.
I'm thirsty.
Oh, this is definitely a great power.
It's like a man who has been blind all of his life, suddenly being given sight. Some people think that makes me a monster. I can sense mainly worry in you, Jim.
What would you do in my place?
Probably just what Mr. Spock is thinking now. Kill me.
I mean, he kinda had it written all over his face as well.
Stop it, Gary.
Now he committed a crime.
With the things I could do, like maybe a god could do.
He's still weak to the good old. Once again, the captain goes down. I still think it's very dangerous.
Can you do it, Lee?
Maybe if we can bypass the fuel bins without blowing ourselves up.
Take it.
There's not a soul on this planet but us.
Nobody but us chickens, Doctor.
It's almost worse than killing him, though. Leaving him all alone.
I want only one medical officer here at any one time. The other will monitor him on the dispensary screen.
I'd like to stay now.
And is that safe? I am surprised this is even working. What?
His eyes went back to normal.
For a while, at least. He could be handled now.
Ah, okay. For a second I thought they solved the problem. It would have been nice.
I'll just keep getting stronger.
Tried to get through the force field again. His eyes changed back faster. He didn't become as weak.
Dr. Dana feels he isn't that dangerous. What makes you right and a trained psychiatrist wrong?
Because she feels. I don't. All I know is logic.
Yeah, she fell in love with him. He does have a point.
From here, you could blow up this whole valley.
If Mitchell gets out, at your discretion, Lee, if sitting here you think you're the last chance, I want you to hit that button. The engines of the Enterprise are almost fully regenerated.
Almost.
Mitchell, whatever he's become, keeps changing, growing stronger.
Is he getting grey hair?
If he should try to stop us.
Kelso will be on the destruct button until the last minute. I think he knows that.
I'm staying behind with him.
I knew she was going to say that.
I'm kind of proud of the job we've done. Are we gonna be ready to
Ruro.
You should have killed me while you could, James. Command and compassion is a fool's mixture.
Is she just a puppet at this point? She has been this way all the time. Or maybe it was slower to develop. Now this is a plot twist.
Kelso is dead, strangled. At least Spock's alive. But Captain...
Where, if you have not received a signal from me within 12 hours, you'll proceed at maximum warp to the nearest Earth base with my recommendation. This entire planet be subjected to a lethal concentration of neutron radiation. No protest on this, Mark. That's an order.
He is so careless for being a captain. Or maybe I am just too much used to Picard, who is definitely like on the safer side of things.
It'd take almost a miracle to survive here.
Well, then I shall make one.
Wow! This guy could be useful, if only he wasn't also completely crazy. I still don't understand if she was always capable of all of this, and she was just pretending, or if it was a slower development.
What's wrong?
A visitor. A very foolish
She's
man.
weaker.
You'll enjoy being a god, Elizabeth. Caffarian apple.
Oh, I really wish I had this power. French fries! What would you spawn? To me, definitely French fries.
Follow the right path, James. You'll come to me soon.
I can see him in my mind, too.
Looks like a papaya. By the way, nothing more special. Did she teleport?
Yes, it just took a little longer for it to happen to me.
Okay.
You must help me. Before it goes too far.
What he's doing is right.
She doesn't care.
Little human,
No,
at least
I-
partly you are. You wouldn't be here talking to me.
Earth is really unimportant. Before long, we'll be where it would have taken mankind millions of years of learning to reach.
And what will Mitchell learn on getting there? Will he know what to do with his power? Will he acquire the wisdom?
Please go back while you still can.
Well, he's spawning food. Sounds like a good way to use it.
Of all else, a god needs compassion. Mitchell! You were a psychiatrist once. You know the ugly, savage things we all keep buried that none of us dare expose, but he'll dare.
She thinks she can fix him.
I'm disappointed in you, Elizabeth.
Nope.
He deserves a decent burial, at least.
Oh, now that's very nice of you. It looked like one of those toy gravestones that you can buy for Halloween.
Stop it, Gary.
Time to pray, Captain. Pray to me.
To you. Not to both of you.
Pray that you die easily.
He is showing her that he will always feel superior.
There'll only be one of you in the end. One jealous god. If all this makes a god, or is it making him something else? Absolute power corrupting absolutely.
Is she strong enough? I guess she is. Okay.
Hurry. You haven't much time.
So he didn't kill him. They just go back to normal.
Gary, forgive me.
Ah,
For a moment, James. But your moment is fading.
I really thought he came back to normal. That was Spock's phaser. So in the end, Spock was right about everything.
I'm sorry. You can't know what it's like to be almost a god.
It's not even their fault. They didn't ask to get this power. It really just happened.
Captain's log. Stardate 1313.8. Add to official losses, Dr. Elizabeth Dana. Yet noted she gave her life in performance of her duty. Lieutenant Commander Gary Mitchell. Same notation.
That's a lie.
I want his service record to end that way. He didn't ask for what happened to him.
That's true. That's what I said.
I felt for him too.
Did you? Since when?
I believe there's some hope for you after all, Mr. Spock.
Wow. This was a great episode. This was very sentimental in a way. You know, it's like they didn't really choose. They didn't choose to be powerful. They didn't choose to gain this sort of godlike power. But one of them could still retain some degree of humanity, and I mostly feel for her. Because, like, him, Gary, he was probably, like, all the way into not even comprehending the human mind anymore. And like killing him was really the only thing that was possible at that point. Like Spock was right. It was probably best to kill him before he started becoming dangerous. I mean, they waited, they didn't listen to Spock, and how many other people died? Like at the very least, that one engineer, like down on the planet. But I think other people died as well. Like while she, like the doctor, she could have been integrated in the regular human society again. Like maybe, you know, they said something at the beginning about it all depended on your level of ESP, and like maybe she simply had a lower level, and so she was never really going to develop her powers as much as he did, and so maybe there was a chance. But at the same time, do you really risk it after seeing what he was capable of doing? And like it was really heartfelt. It was a great episode, very well written. There was all of that sentimental part, because you know, like Kirk and Gary, they were all the time friends. You know, that was all of that narration about how he, like Kirk, almost married a woman. He had a set up date thanks to Gary. Like, you know, like many years of friendship just ending, not by a choice, but because one of them just accidentally ended up becoming too strong, like too much. Like basically, he was basically an X-Men at that point. And then there is this constant comparison between Kirk and Spock that I am starting to feel it's probably going to be common. Like it's probably going to be at the base of every episode, or at least many of them, because we have Kirk that it's like very moved by feelings, and then we have Spock, like we saw at the end that he can feel a little something, but you know, it's different. Like we almost have this contrast between body and heart on one side and pure mind on the other, and that makes every episode very interesting, at least so far, because you always see like two different ways to solve the same problem. One comes from the heart, one comes from the brain. And like so far they always found a way to balance the two things. Like both of the solutions have been not doable, but like a mix of the two was what actually worked. It makes me very curious to see all of the next episodes and just how the series is going to develop with all of the new characters and all of their personalities. I have been very happy so far. Like I thought it was going to be worse in a way, because I know that it's so much older than TNG, and I was expecting the special effect to really be ugly, but it's, you know, it was pretty good for the time. That Nebula, like, of course it's not modern, but it looks decent for the time. And the writing, it's very solid. Like I didn't really have any complaints so far. We're going to see how I will be feeling about the next episodes. I hope you are going to share the experience with me. You are going to listen to all of my ramblings and to my comments. And of course, if you did enjoy this journey so far, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It helps tremendously, and at least you can stay up to date with all that I do. And yeah, I guess I told you everything, so long live and prosper, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye!